We did with the assistance of the IT expert to put the two photos side by side.
Okay.
We've checked with Advocate Mnisi. He's satisfied with the two photos.
Okay.
That is what he wants.
Oh, you satisfied?
As it is a court, my lord, indeed, my lord, I am. Thank you, my lord. Thank you for the inductions and the assistance that I got from the state.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, my lord. Now, sir, Lieutenant Colonel, we have two sets of photos there, just for identification purposes of those photos. The photo that is on the left, there is annotated the photo number 19. It's a photo it's an extract from a photo album that was compiled by Warrant Officer Mxolisi as she then was. In other words, that photo was taken by her. It is contained, I just can't, in Exhibit B, in Exhibit D of Warrant Officer Mxolisi's photo album. I think we are at idem on that with the state. Now, the other photo that's on the right-hand side, it's a photo that is taken out of the photo album that was compiled by yourself, which is contained in Exhibit 1-3, in Exhibit X 13A, and that is photo number 12. Now, that is just a brief identification of those photos. I think you can confirm that the photo that is on the right-hand side, that I say is photo number 12, that was taken from your photo album. You're familiar with that photo, not so?
Photo album. That's correct, Malo. That's the photo that I took.
Thank you. Now, let's start here. Now, Advocate Warrant Officer Mxolisi, as she then was, arrives at the scene in 2014, goes through the scene, and took that photo. And then thereafter, you also arrive, you find them at the scene, you allow them to do whatever that they were busy with at the scene, and after they were done, you went on to investigate the scene, and subsequent to the two, you took your own photos. Is that correct?
That's correct, Malo.
Thank you. Now, Warrant Officer Mxolisi told this court that as a member, she was from the Provincial Task Team, and she was in the LCRC division thereof. But in essence, she told the court that when they arrive at the scene, they don't interfere with the scene, they don't change anything at the scene before they can take photos. In other words, that photo, it's a true depiction of what she found at the scene, amongst others.
Warrant Officer Mxolisi yena wayephuma ku provincial task team engaphansi kwe LCRC yakhona uthi uma befika bona beyosebenza akukho lutho abelenzayo bengakazithathi izithombe benzela ukuthi kugcinwe indlela isimo sasinga ezithombeni anginjani?
Yes, thank you. Now, you also told to the court that upon your arrival at the scene, this is what you did. You found Captain Bentley at the scene with his company. They were busy with the scene. And upon their completion of their business with the scene, you then also got into the scene and you proceeded with your investigations. But particularly what you did at the scene is that you took measurements, and also you took measurements of what could have happened at the scene, the points between actually the distance between the points that you were able to identify. And you then took photos of the scene and then you left. Is that what you did?
That's correct,
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Now, when Warrant Officer Mxolisi testified, I attempted to do this very same demonstration, she was very adamant that she can only speak about a photo that she took, but that insofar as the photo that you yourself took, she would not say anything. You'd have to come and, if there's something that I wanted to clarify, if there's something that I wanted clarity on, then I'll have to ask you. That opportunity is now today. Now, and I want us to be very sincere. They say photos don't lie unless they've been manipulated. I've got reason to believe that that's not the case here. These photos have not been manipulated.
You say the last part again?
I'm saying I've got reason to believe that these photos have not been manipulated in any way. Thank you. Now let us start. Let us try to identify the differences, because that is going to be the exercise between these two photos. Do you see any difference yourself between these two photos? I mean, as an expert.
The only difference on these two photos is that the splinters in this one, these splinters here, fell down and they are not there.
Thank you. Now, we need to be very specific. For purpose of the record now, you're saying the only difference that you're able to identify is that on the photos that were taken by Warrant Officer Mxolisi, splinters of the wooden door are visible, whilst on the photos that on the photo that was taken yourself, the splinters that are visible on Warrant Officer Mxolisi's photo are not visible on yours, not so?
That's correct, my lord.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So this is going to be a very short exercise. Now, do you agree that that is the same door?
That's correct, my lord.
Do you also agree that these photos were taken the same day?
I don't know when was this photo taken, but that photo was taken on the 27th, day after the incident.
Let me quickly assist you. In Exhibit D, Warrant Officer Mxolisi says on the 27th of October 2014 at 8, she arrived at the scene. At 9:10, she arrived at the scene where the incident took place. That is the scene where you also went to. But in any event, is that not your testimony that you also found her there?
That's correct, ma'am.
Thank you. That is the day on which these two photos were taken. Thank you. Now, would you agree with me that the fact that on the photos, or on the photo, which is depicted on the screen, which is a photo that was taken by you, that is on the left-hand side, there are no splinters? I mean, on the right-hand side, on the right-hand side. I'm sorry.
That's correct, ma'am.
And would you agree with me that a probable cause or reason why there could not be splinters on the photos that is depicted on the right-hand side, as there are splinters on the photos on the left-hand side, the probable cause thereof would be that somebody might have removed them?
My lord, I cannot exclude that possibility, and I also cannot exclude the possibility that when the door closes, because those splinters are very loose hanging there, if you close the door hard, they will fall also.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Lieutenant Colonel, that will be a very strange phenomenon. Look, this incident happened at about between 7:30 and 8 o'clock the previous night. So those printers have been there for the whole night. Warrant Officer Mhlahlo comes and work at the scene. And mind you, people have been going in and out. The scene was interfered with. That's not doubt about it. Warrant Officer Mhlahlo comes and take a photo the following day. That is almost more than 9 hours, if I'm not mistaken. No, not 9 hours. It's almost more than 12 hours. Comes and take photos. Found those splinters there. You come and take photos. Those splinters have suddenly been removed by the fact that the door is closing and opened.
Lema ngazayo ukuthi emva kwamahora ayishumi nambili emva kwesigameko kwafika uwarrant officer Mhlahlo wakwazi ukuthi methatha isithombe athola ukuthi lama splitters asekhona wona uma usufika lapho uthi vala umnyango ama splitters awasekho.
Is that really possible?
Into engenzeka yini le?
Malot, I don't deny
Yes.
possibility of a person removing them, and also that cannot be the only possibility. You must also look at the other possibility, as I said, the possibility that when it closes or it bangs, those splinters can fall.
Yes.
Angazi ukuthi kungaba khona mhlambe ube ngabe osusile lama splinters. Kodwa ke ngithi ungayivaleli ngaphandle ukuthi ngenzeka ukuthi ke futhi uma ukuthi khona uzoshaya umnyango ushaye kakhulu lama splinters angawo.
Now, as an expert, ballistic expert, did you really check if those splinters were lying down there around the door?
Njengochwepheshe kweballistic wasola yini phansi ukuthi awile lama splinters awela phansi?
On the crime scene,
We're talking about the crime scene, yes.
did I check them whether they were there?
That's the question.
No, Malot.
As per your suggestion that
No.
they could have fallen to the floor.
No, I didn't.
Thank you.
Zange ngihlole ukuthi lama splinters angabe wile phansi yini?
You know, Lieutenant Colonel. It's called. It's back. Thank you. Lieutenant Colonel, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. The reason why there are no splinters on the photo that you took there, this is basically a confirmation of what this witness that the state is going to call would come and say to this court. And that is what it's going to say. That I was at the scene, that he was at the scene. You also arrived at the scene, did your own investigation. And on that door, you found an exhibit which you did not disclose to this court, to the investigating officer. That can only explain the reason why those things are not there. In other words, you explored that door, which enabled you to find that exhibit.
Owenza ukuthi ke la masiphethe ngabibekho ukuthi wathi umufika lapha endaweni yesigameko wafika wathola ukuthi kukhona into obufanele uyivezile ongayivezile la enkantolo mayelana nalezi thombe.
Malot, the bullet that hit the door is the same bullet that went through the deceased body. And when it hit the door, it was not damaged by the door. So there won't be any piece of bullet found on that piece of damage on the door.
Usho ukuthi le nkambo eyashaya emnyango yadlula kumufi okusho ukuthi ayingeke itholakale leyo nhlamvu lapha kuleyo mnyango.
Now, I like it when you say you work on objective evidence. That is also objective evidence. But let me tell you that the state is going to call that witness and is going to confirm what is depicted on that objective evidence.
Hayi njengoba uthona usebenzisa ufakazi ungathathi ihlangothi uzofika ufakazi la enkantolo uzofika aphikise lo ufakazi ukukhona.
Malot, if I removed any bullet fragment, any piece of bullet from this damage here, while Lieutenant Colonel Mhlahlo or Warrant Officer Mhlahlo was examining that or took a picture of it, why is it not visible there? Because there's no sign of any bullet or any bullet fragment there. And if you look at the shape of that damage there and the shape, it's exactly the same.
Amufuka lapha umonakalo lapha kulesi sithombe esini nalo la kuyafana bengeke ngikwazi ukuthi ngithathe ngikhiphe inhlamvu lapha uwarrant officer Mhlahlo ekhona.
That is what that witness is going to come and say. And the state is going to call him. And we are going to show him those photos. He's going to confirm, yeah, no, the difference there is simply because on the other photo that was taken by Lieutenant Colonel Mangena, why those printers are not there, is because there was an exploration. There was, I don't know how to put it, but found something, they have thought. That is what it's going to say.
I don't know which witness is it that my colleague is referring to, and I don't know why is he saying we're going to call that witness and put him that as a fact to to this witness. If maybe my colleague can let the court in as to who is this witness, and why is he saying that the state is going to call him? We've made clear who the remaining witnesses are.
Thank you, my lord.
Look, normally when you process the crime scene, you
Yes.
don't allow people into the crime scene.
Yes.
I wonder where that witness is coming from. Because when you process the crime scene, it was myself,
Yes.
my two colleagues,
Yes.
and Warren Mxolisi and
Yes.
2 or 3 of his members only.
Thank
So
you.
if they said I did that for during the examination of that, I don't know when and where was that person when we were doing that.
Thank you.
Akuvunyelwa ukuthi kube nabantu abangenayo uma ukuthi sihlola indawo yesigameko ngoba kwakuyimina owayelapha no-warrant officer Mhlathu naye sizana naye nabe sizana naye angazi ngoba mina ngizange ngenze lutho lapha angazi ukuthi lo muntu osho ukuthi wayezobe ewuphi ngaleso sikhathi uma ngibhizi mina ngisusa resign ngizuze eklasi.
That's the reason why when I arrived at the scene, they were busy processing the crime scene. I only came and informed them that I'm here. I didn't even go into the crime scene because I know when they're processing, we are not allowed to get into until they said now the scene is clear, we can go in.
Yes.
Uma ngifika lapha ngafika ngabatshela nje ukuthi ngikhona kodwa ngabe ngisangenayo lapha uma besebhizi besenza umsebenzi wabo lapha asibathikamisi baze basitshele bona ukuthi hayi sebeqedile sesingakwazi ukungena.
Thank you. That is your answer. May I quickly respond to the concerns that are raised by the state? That witness, the reason why I'm saying the state is going to call that witness is because his name is appearing twice in the list of state witnesses, which emphasizes the fact that they are going to call him. His name does not only appear once, it appears twice.
Yes.
You can go and decipher who that witness is.
Yazi ukuthi uzobizwa lo fakazi le ngikhuluma ngaye ngoba igama lakhe liveze kabili and lokho kuletha isiqiniseko sokuthi uzobizwa ngempela.
Thank you, sir. That is what I wanted to bring to your attention in respect of this exercise. But before I conclude in this one, it will be a sad day that indeed the witness will come and tell this court that a Lieutenant Colonel of the Ballistic Science Laboratory of South Africa found an exhibit, and up until now we don't know what happened to that exhibit.
I'll be happy to see that witness.
Thank you.
Ngizothokoza ukuzobona lo fakazi lona ukuthiwa uzofika azothi uLieutenant wakwa-ballistic wafika wathola umbukiso lapha awukhipha awususa kodwa wangawuveza enkantolo.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel. Now, I've got instructions here from Mr. Mncube to hand over this document and have a very brief discussion with you on the content of this document. I'm going to request the court order. Okay, thank you, sir. It's one for the court. Thank you. I think the state does have this document. These are all the documents that we got from the state. Can you just show them what document am I referring them to? Just show the state. Just show the state. Yeah, I'm referring to that document. Thank you. As it pleases the court, my lord, subsequent to this, I'm going to request that this document be admitted in as an exhibit, my lord. I've just lost the count of the number of documentary exhibits that. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. But nonetheless, Lieutenant Colonel, these are my instructions from Mr. Mncube. That number one. No, it's from the States. Now, this is a document that comes from the South African Police Services. Very briefly, it was a document that was prepared by Major Bayat and Detective Constable Dlamini in 28 February 2015. It's a document that it's a memorandum that they actually directed to the Forensic Science Laboratory, a unit that you're working for, that's the ballistic section. And it's addressed to Captain Makula, which says is a request for IB's comparison. Never mind the spelling mistake. It's a request for IB's comparison. But my instructions from Mr. Mncube are as follows. Is that subsequent to the alleged discovery of the firearm, or let me put it this way, subsequent to the discovery of the firearm allegedly in his possession, then there was a request that was done by Major Bayat and Detective Constable Dlamini that they should go, a request that was directed to the ballistic section of the Forensic Science Laboratory, that they should trace, I'm avoiding to use the word check, but that they should check whether the firearm is in no way linked in the cases that are annotated in this document. I hope you follow.
I follow, my lord.
Thank you.
Mthole le sicelo leli phepha leli linesicelo imemorandum yesicelo sasuvela kuMajor Bayat noDlamini esathunyelwa kuCaptain Mkulu wase Forensic Laboratory becela ukuthi akwenziwe uqhathaniso ngaphansi komshini lo ibhisi emva kwaloko ke kwase isicelo lesicelo ukuthi akuhlole ukuthi ngenzeka yini ukuthi lesi spam lesi siyabandakanyeka yini kulamacala.
I won't go through the list of all these cases, but imperatively, First Lawrence case 62610 of 2014 is also mentioned among those cases.
Ngeke ngwafunda wonke lamacala kodwa ke icala leli la First Lawrence which number is it?
636. First Lawrence case 636 of 10
number
of
ke
2014.
636 ka10 ka2014 wase First Lawrence naye ufakiwe kulolu hlu lwamacala abhaliwe la.
So, in other words, they were already aware of the incident of First Lawrence case 626 is the case that we're busy with here. So, in other words, the police there at I think that is at Cleveland, they were already aware of this incident. So, they also included it for a possible determination on whether the firearm that was allegedly found in possession of Mr. Mnube could have been one of the many ways also involved in the commission of the offense of First Lawrence case 63610 of 2014.
Ushuthi ukuthi leli cala ukuze livele lapha kulamacala la abhaliwe lapha usho ukuthi basesebazi ukuthi kukhona leli cala leli okusho ukuthi bagcina belifakile ukuthi kuhlole ukuthi na lo kuzohlola lapha kuyabandakanyeka yini kuleli cala leli nalo elifakiwe.
Thank you. Now, what he instructs me is the following. Number one, that the investigating officers of this case, inter alia, that is amongst others, Warrant Officer Masondo, verbatimly informed him that as per the investigation of this case, they told him, that is now Masondo and company, the investigating officers of this case, that the firearm that was found in his possession, allegedly in his possession, was excluded as a firearm that was involved in the commission of this case in First Lawrence case 63610 of 2014.
That's a good place, but we object to that question. It's stated as a fact that Masondo and Dlamini told accused number 3 that this firearm was excluded. We submit, my lord, that it is unfair to put this question to the witness without laying any basis, showing any documents, and just putting that general proposition to the witness, my lord.
As it pleases the court, my lord, may I quickly respond? These are instructions. They don't come from me. Do you understand? So I cannot simply decide not to convey the instructions that are from my client to a witness, my lord. Remember, this case is not it's not about me, it's about him. And I find no offense, my lord, in putting this version to this witness, because that is what, if circumstances permit, or if circumstances were to warrant, he will come and tell this court. I'm not so sure whether, my lord, I should continue putting his version to this witness, or should I then discontinue?
You are